Hello everyone, Andy here. Let's have a look at the NASDAQ futures for Monday, October 30th. For the record, today is Saturday, October 28th. So we will start with the higher time frame. So here we are looking at the weekly, and I believe the NASDAQ made a wave 1 high right here, so the all-time high wave 1. Then we came down in a wave 2, corrective move down here as an A, B, C. And so now I think we are working on the third wave up, third wave in the higher degree. This here becomes our target. Looks very bullish, but of course this will not happen tomorrow or the next weeks. It can take years before this play out. We should go up in 5 waves. And so now I think we are working here on this wave 1. An alternative scenario in the weekly might be that we are still working on the wave 2 correction. And the reason that I'm saying this is that we are here in a bearish cycle, let's say. So it's also good to consider some bearish scenarios. And here in the weekly, what we could have is a flat structure. So this corrective move could only be the wave A. Then we could have a wave B up right here. So a corrective move up. And then from here, we can actually have an impulse down as a wave C, taking out this low, and then it would mean that the wave 2 low is in right here. For the moment, this is not my primary scenario, but it is a scenario that we should consider because we are here in a bearish cycle. It also looks that other indices are having an incomplete bearish structure. So that's why also for the NASDAQ, we have to take into account this possibility, I believe. But for the moment, primary scenario would be working on a wave 1 right here. Now, if we go to the daily, then I think of this wave 1 here. So far, we had our wave 3, and we are now working on a wave 4. So we are in the wave 4 area. If we take the length of our wave 3, then we know that here the wave 4 should go into the area between the 0.146 and the 0.618 FIB retracement. We are in this area. So for the NASDAQ, this looks all good, I would say. And so I think we are doing here a WXY correction as indicated in green. However, I also put an alternative scenario here where we are doing a 333 correction as a WXYXZ correction, a WXYXZ structure. And the reason that I put this alternative scenario here on my chart would be, so the meaning of this scenario is actually that the wave Z would be finished here and that our wave 4 would be finished here. The reason that I put this scenario on my chart is that, first of all, we are here in the NASDAQ at some resistance area. So something might hold here or something might start, like the wave 5 could start from here. But also more importantly, if we look at the S&P 500, the S&P 500 reached its limits of the wave 4 zone. So if we see more downside in the S&P 500, it cannot be a wave 4 anymore. The alternative would be then that the S&P 500 is more following the Dow Jones than the NASDAQ, but so far I preferred to align the S&P 500 with the NASDAQ. There's of course still a possibility that the S&P 500 is more following the Dow Jones instead of the NASDAQ. But what's important is that if we see more downside in the S&P, it will not be a wave 4 anymore. So this is kind of a no or never moment for the S&P 500, and so also for the NASDAQ actually, because if the NASDAQ will see downside, the S&P will definitely see downside. So therefore, putting this all together, there might be a chance that something is finished here. The wave 4 is finished here, and this is reflected in the scenario here in red, where we would have the corrective move as a wave 4 as a WXYXZ structure. If I solely look at the NASDAQ, I would not prefer this structure, because there is still space for the wave 4. So far, if you put it into perspective, the wave 4 was actually quite shallow. If you see this wave 3 impulse here, we still have space to go down, and then the natural way to do this would be WXY pattern, and then here what's missing here, we are working on the Y leg, and then we should have here another WXY structure. That would be the natural path, but if we have to finish here, I would call for a WXYXZ structure. Now, in the more bearish case, the case that I explained in the weekly, this could also be kind of a 1-2-1-2 setup, and that we then start to drop like a stone. Actually, that would be extremely bearish. It is a possibility, but it is not something that I can predict, or something that the data is showing me. The only way to protect yourself against these kind of collapse scenarios is by only taking short trades. So then here on the 4 hour, it looks like if we are doing the scenario in first of all, if we are having the scenario in red, it can really be finished here. Like this is a mature wave Z, or this can be a mature wave Z, in the sense that we took out the wave Y low situated right here, and we have 3 swings, 1, 2, 3. So the low could be in here. However, if we have the WXY structure, so this Y leg right here, if we have this structure, then I would say it looks incomplete. The 2 possibilities then are like WXY followed by move up, and then again in 3 down, 1, 2, 3. Or we might get 5 waves here, and then this can become an A, B, C. I would say so. Impulse down, wave B up, corrective wave B up, and then another wave C down, impulse, and then we reach here our target area, and this is the area that we find by taking the length of the wave W, taking the length of the wave X, and then here this area between the 1 and the 1.618 pip extension is the area where we should reach. So overall, I would say the bearish structure looks not complete. It can be complete, but then it has to be the WXYXZ scenario, the triple tree scenario, based on reasons that I earlier mentioned, the resistance zone right here and the S&P that cannot extend any, that cannot extend deeper, otherwise it is not a way forward anymore. This is something that might play out. However, primary expectation would be structure is incomplete, and then we have to see more downside, be it as an ABC, be it as a WXY, to reach this area right here. And I believe in the lower time frame, for the moment, I do not have much to add. I think if if this has to be a wave A down, I would count it as 1, 2, 3, 4. And actually here the fifth wave can be complete right here. We have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like this. Can we make another low? Of course, it's still possible. Like this could only be the 3, then the 4 right here, and then a fifth wave, a marginal new low right here. That would be my count of the wave A down. And then here, for the WXY scenario, we need something up, I would say, like a wave X up, and then another push down. Okay, that's my analysis. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, comment to support my work. And I see you back on Monday for an analysis of the lower time frame. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.